Hey guys, I was thinking more about the Uvalde school shooting earlier this week, and uh, I'm getting off the fence and gonna express my opinions on that. Previously, in the last video, I was saying that due to not knowing too much about the incident and just being frustrated about the the frequency of these mass shootings, that I didn't know really what to say about it one way or the other. But um, I'm gonna make a stand here, and that's to say that we need more gun control. Now, I said previously that whether you're talking about gun control or gun rights, they neither of them really have helped out the black community per se. But but I'm gonna come down on the side where science does. And research, behavioral research in this has shown for decades that gun restrictions does lessen the severity of violence. Um, However, you don't see too much of that research anymore because the government had pulled funding from it because it was inconvenient to certain things, which is why I'm politically apathetic towards electoral politics because both sides suck, y'all. Both sides suck. They both take money from the same donors, which is why I don't give a fuck about Democrats, Republicans, liberals, or conservatives. They all suck dick. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I said it. But anyway, man, fuck them. Like, they pulled funding from this stuff like over 20 years ago because the behavioral research clearly showed that gun restrictions lessens violence. Also, it showed that racism leads to more violence. These are scientific findings in behavioral research that's been known for over 20 years, but you'll rarely see it mentioned as such, except in academia if you go into, uh, majors like psychology and sociology and so forth, where you can still find where those findings can still be had. But currently, there hasn't been a lot of contemporary research on it just because the lack of funding to do so. But the funding that was done previously, the research is pretty clear. Like is clear, is very very clear that gun restrictions reduces gun violence, and that increased uh, outlets of racism lead to violence as well. So that's where I come down on that. And I want to say that the fucking Uvalde cops are pieces of shit. Now, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy that they came into the school and saved their own children first. That's still sketchy. But what is factual is that the fact that they didn't do anything when parents were begging them to go in and get the gunman, and they stayed and outside the school and waited. So that blows the only thing they can stop a bad person with a gun is a good person with a gun, because there you go. I guess they should have said it was an unmanned, excuse me, uh, um, a black person rampaging in the school. Then they would have rushed in, no problem there. Especially if they thought he didn't have a weapon on him. Nothing makes a cop go Rambo and dick hard than thinking that a black man is doing something that he shouldn't, especially when he's innocent. So they should have said an innocent black man was roaming through the school, and they would have went in there pretty quickly instead of staying outside and letting him shoot up little kids and teachers while they got their shit together. Like, look, yeah. I'm not gonna go in on the law enforcement community because I you know I don't believe in blaming everyone for the idiots in their group, of which we all have some. But yeah, they definitely dropped the ball on that. Okay, like I said, you gonna go uh, gun ho when it's a black person who's not even holding a weapon, but when it's someone who actually has a weapon and needs to be taken down, what are you doing? What are we doing here? So that's where I fall on it, guys. The psychological and behavioral research in total has shown that gun restrictions reduces gun violence. Period. I don't care what you feel about it, whether you're some Second Amendment toting dick hard NRA rider, or whether you're some bleeding liberal, all guns must go, blah 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 blah. I'm just stating what the research has said, and that's where I'm falling down on that. Okay, and that you know increased racism leads to violence as well. So it's a multifactorial problem. Okay, as is most social issues, and until this country does something about it, it's going to keep increasing. Okay, but don't expect sleepy Joe Biden. Yeah, I know that's Donald Trump's line, but it seems like it because his tepid speech on the matter was just ridiculous. Like, go retire and let Kamala like take over, or just don't run for re-election and let someone take over, and neither one of you dumbasses stay in office because we like we need real politicians in office. And until we do, like I said, I'm going to stay politically apathetic about electoral politics and not vote. I'm sorry. Although I might get involved in the local end of politics because that's where you can actually affect real change. And believe it or not, your local city and county councils hold a lot of weight on things that affect your everyday life, including guns and stuff like that. So I'm signing off, guys. I'm still upset about what happened earlier this week, but that's where I come down on it. Increase gun restrictions, reduce gun violence. And again, that's not me coming from it at a political slant because, again, I'm completely jaded about politics from the left and from the right. I'm coming down on it from the research and the behavioral sciences from the last 30 plus years. All right. But I'm just a contrarian.